Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. And this week, we are heading to Modern to check out this wild, infamous small Japanese tournament deck. This is Bant Snakes from Zudin Raidon, who took it to a 3-0 finish in a small Japanese tournament. So super sweet deck, congrats to Raidon on the brew. And this deck is essentially Snake Tribal. I didn't even know that was a thing that was possible in Modern, but we're playing snakes. We got some snake payoffs and hopefully riding the slithering reptiles to a victory or two. So our deck is built around the snake tribe. The main snakes of our deck: Ice Fang Quaddle, Coiling Oracle, good ETB triggers, it draws cards. Lotus Cobra makes us mana, works well with Coiling Oracle because if it hits a land, we get extra mana from the landfall trigger. Mystic Snake gives us our best defensive snake, a 4-mana snaky counter spell. So these are kind of the core snakes of our deck. So why are we filling our deck with snakes? And there's a couple of reasons. One is Suzuki Summons, this weird old sorcery that makes 2 snake tokens for 3 mana. The big deal is when a snake comes into play under our control, a non-token snake, we get to return it from the graveyard to our hand. So this means we can do a bit of ramping with Lotus Cobra and Coiling Oracle. We play a random snake, an Ice Fang Quaddle, after playing Suzuki Summonings, and we get it back to our hand, we play it again, then we play another snake, and we cast Suzuki Summonings again. So it allows us to flood the board pretty efficiently with a bunch of small snakes. And then the final piece of the puzzle is drawing into our Shishero the Anointed, which is only a 1-of, but it's like a super snake lord. It's 6 mana, gives our other snakes +2/+2, and it has Toski's ability, where when a snake we control deals combat damage, we get to draw a card. So we make a ton of snakes with Suzuki Summonings, and are just normal snakes like Coiling Oracle and friends. And then we find our Shishero, play our Shishero, hopefully kill our opponent in 1 or 2 attacks. So that is a main plan of the deck. We also have Ephemerate, which works really well with a lot of our snakes. Remember, Suzuki Summonings, it doesn't care about us casting a snake. It just wants a non-token snake to come into play, so we can get it back when we blink a snake on the cheap and then cast it again to make more snakes. Also just blinking like Ice Fang Quaddle, Coiling Oracle for more card draws, Mystic Snake for more counter spells is pretty powerful. Then we have our interactive stuff, our non-snake stuff: Path to Exile, Solitude, Prismatic Ending for removal, Teferi, Honorary Snake Planeswalker, bouncing stuff, shutting down counter spells so our opponent can't interact with their snakes during our turn, Mana Base, Cavern of Souls to name snake, of course, a bunch of fetch lands to work with our Lotus Cobras, a bunch of snow-covered basics and shocks. In the sideboard, we get creature removal, graveyard removal, artifact removal, land removal, and Auriok Champion to deal with the Rakdos decks that are really popular, shutting down all the Ragavans that are running around and so forth. And that is Bant Snakes. Bant Snake Tribal for Modern. That's our Much Abrew for this week. So let's jump into a league and see if it's possible somehow to actually win games with the Snake Tribe in Modern. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. You need some new Innistrad Crimson Vow cards? Well, you can get them all from our sponsor Card Kingdom by heading over to cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish and even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes and they will hook you up. Much Brew About Nothing time. We are playing some Bant Snake Tribal in Modern. Sand is not exactly what we were looking for. Urza's Saga. If we live to the late game, it could be fine. Oh my god. Amulet. Well, Flooded Strand, go about it. Urza's Saga. The problem is they're going to have double Amulet here, which is busted. Oh, and this allows them to make a Saga. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. Oh no. Oh my goodness. They're going off. Okay, this is bad news. I think the word for this is bad news. Opponent picks it up, plays a Dryad, plays a land. Well, we will play a land and pass the turn. I mean, I guess we path this, but it still doesn't feel good. Okay, well, here comes a Primeval Titan and our death. About it. Untaps, taps for mana, gets an Amulet, plays a bounce land, plays a Titan. We didn't even get to play a snake. We just died on turn 3. Brutal. Oh, not a Titan. Okay, explore. Bounce land. I feel like our opponent's deck might be a little more unfair than ours. Opponent floats some mana, picks up the land, Summoner's Pact, and we will scoop it up. We made it to turn 3. What do we have that's good against Amulet Titan? Looks like 2 copies of Spreading Seas. All right. Yeah, that's fine. We're good. No worries. Prismatic Ending. Maybe we keep it. It does get Amulet, which is something. So we need to be able to live longer somehow, I think is the TLDR. Like, we need to be able to live long enough that we can get Mystic Snake going, maybe? All right, we get to play first. I feel like this is the deck that is probably at its best in fair matchups, where we can like turn on Ice Fang Quaddle and so forth. In unfair matchups, I don't know what we do. I mean, that was also Titan just going off on turn 3 on the play, which that's something that beats a lot of decks. Okay, opponent has Urza Saga again. Sure. Well, we will play a land and Coiling Oracle. Well, I think our next goal is to get to this. All right, we get a land. So get to the Mystic Snake is goal 1. Mystic Snake Ephemerate can keep our opponent in check for a minute, hopefully. Opponent, Saga, ticking up. Cavern, well, okay. On Beast, wants to resolve the Grazer, plays another Saga. I'll play the land and pass the turn. Okay, well, we can Mystic Snake something. This either means they have 2 caverns or, we'll see. So opponent's gonna get an Amulet. We can't stop the Amulet. Yeah. And Saga doing what it does. All right, so Slayer's opponent's got the colorless mana for days over there. Karn. Well, we will crack this. Get a snow-covered plains. Mystic Snake the Karn. All right, go Snake Tribal. About it passes. Now go to combat, do some attacking. Hit ya. Opponent blocks takes 1. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn. About it. Going to make a construct and get another Amulet. There's a bounce land. Well, I mean, we can counter the next thing, which is good. Bear, don't chew that, bud. Chew your bone, bud. Another Karn. Well, we will just Mystic Snake it. I mean, these Mystic Snakes have been fine. It would be sweet if we could draw another land. We need another white source. We would like to fairy bounce and still have a Mystic Snake. Coiling Oracle. Well, in that case, we will play Coiling Oracle. Trigger. Go to Kyle. All right. Yeah, let's just pass. So we can't really attack here because of this construct. About it. Amulet number 3. That is a lot of amulets. Oh no. Well, and now we die. Cavern on Giant, and if they have Primeval Titan, we just lose. Opponent passes. Well, we will Ice Fang Coatl, draw a card. Still no more white mana. All right, how can we do this? So play Lotus Cobra. Land, make white. Play Teferi. Bounce the construct. Oh my god, there's our Snake Lord. Attack with every. I mean, if we can survive one more turn, we get to play Shishiro and win. This is kind of sort of working. The problem is, with triple Amulet, if our opponent plays a Primeval Titan, I think we just die on the spot, honestly. And we can't counter it now because of Cavern being switched to Giant. All right, opponent untaps. All right, not floating mana. That's good news. Oh my goodness, this might work. This might work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, untap. Is this gonna work? Are we gonna get a Shishiro win? Shishiro the Anointed. Go to combat. Attack with the snakes. I think that's lethal. It worked. The jankiest beats in the Shishiro the Anointed. Yes. Opponent says sure LOL and I mean, I honestly cannot blame them for saying sure LOL. That is all we could hope for. I mean, it did require opponent whiffing on the Primeval Titan, but we did survive. Maybe we go Knight of Autumns. It's not a snake, but it does answer Amulet. I mean, Prismatic Ending answers it too. Do we go to another Solitude? Like, how good is answering a Primeval Titan once it hits the battlefield is a question. Is that even good enough? Is Spreading Seas good enough? I guess like the Cavern is an issue. Wow, we got a Shishiro win though. Regardless of what happens for the rest of this league, we won a game with Shishiro the Anointed in Modern, which that is an achievement in and of itself. All right, we'll go down with Lotus Cobra, One Night Autumn, right like that. Well, now we're on the draw. Our hand is okay. I mean, we can blink Ice Fang Quaddles a bunch of times. Prismatic Ending can put an end to an Amulet, which is nice. Abrew, Grazer puts the Forest into play. Tap land, go. About it. Explores. Well, how bad is it? Teleria West and a bounce land to pick up Teleria West. Well, Misty Raid Forest. Crack it, get a snow-covered forest. And yeah, I mean, Coiling Oracle. Draw Suzuki summons, okay. About it. The problem is we don't actually have an answer to Primeval Titan at the moment. That is a big concern. About it. Drive the Ilsen Grove. Plays a bounce land. Picks up the Teleria West. Well, Flooded Strand, Crack It, Snow-Covered Plains, and blue, green, white, Prismatic Ending, the Dryad. Well, okay. Well, that is good. Getting rid of the Dryad is helpful. The problem is Primeval Titan could still be coming down any second now. Literally this second, if our opponent has it. Breeding Pool. And once it comes down, life is tough. But we do have Suzuki summons. Those 1/1 snakes gonna get ya. Oh no, Teleria West. All right, so Teleria West to get the Summoners pack, to get the Primeval Titan next turn. Well, we will play, boom, main phase Ice Fang Quaddle, draw a card. Snow-covered plains. Pass the turn. But how does this beat a Primeval Titan? That is the age-old question. How does this stop a Primeval Titan? Summoner's pack, it's a Primeval Titan. If there's any tiny bit of good news, it's that our opponent does not currently have an amulet. All right, Teleria West. Primeval Titan, All right, so we gotta blink. I think we gotta blink stuff a bunch to try to find a way to kill this Primeval Titan. The problem is Primeval Titans beget Primeval Titans thanks to Teleria West. And right now we got 1/1s. Not exactly, that might be an issue with snakes. Most of the creatures in our deck are 1/1s, which is slightly awkward. Well, we'll see. We'll see. How do we stop a prime time? The deck is not, oh, double Urza Saga. Golly. All right, well, here comes some big constructs eventually. This does mean our opponent might not have a way to get another Primeval Titan, which is nice. Well, all right, Ephemerate Coiling Oracle. Draw a card. Prismatic Ending, not going to be great at killing a Primeval Titan. Another Coiling Oracle. Well, okay, Ephemerate. Blink Coiling Oracle. Draw to Fairy. Ephemerate, blink Coiling Oracle. Yeah, we'll pay 2 life. Another Prismatic Ending. White, blue, green. To Fairy. Bounce Primeval Titan, play a land, attack you for the big ol' 1, pass the turn. So opponent's got to pay for the pact, but they have enough mana that I think they can pay for pact and still Primeval Titan. So this was a temporary reprieve for the Titan beatdown. All right, Urza Sagas. Opponent could also just make Urza Saga tokens, which might be appealing to them. Bounce land. All right, so they can transmute that to get more Primeval Titans. All right, so it looks like our opponent is going to start making tokens. Well, Ice Fang Quaddle. Draw land. Ephemerate Coiling Oracle. Draw a path, okay. Ephemerate Coiling Oracle. Draw a land, untapped. I'll take up to Fairy. Play Suzuki Summonings. All right, play a land. I mean, this is sort of working. The 1/1 beatdowns go attacking. The issue here is our opponent's going to have a really, really good turn. A turn that involves Primeval Titan with 2 amulets thanks to these Urza Sagas. About it, taps Urza Sagas. Oh, they're going to make constructs. Okay. Makes a construct. So I think this means they're waiting another turn before they... Actually, they still have the mana, don't they? Jeez. All right. Amulet. Opponent has 6/6s. Cavern. So we cannot counter the Titan. Here comes Primeval Titan again. Sure. I mean, we're kind of putting up a fight. It would be nice to kill these amulets, but I think we're past that point. Opponent. All right. Well, we will path the Primeval Titan. So opponent gets to untap a bunch of mana that doesn't do a ton. So we're still sort of in this for the time being. So opponent untaps, taps. Yep. Haste and Vigilance. Ooh, this does turn on their other stuff, doesn't it? Huh. Yeah. Haste and Vigilance. Well, that's fine. Suzuki Summonings can eat a couple attacks and we can kill a couple more. About it. Everything in our face. Well, we will Prismatic Ending, a token. We will Prismatic Ending, a token. We will Ice Fang Quaddle, get back Suzuki Summonings, draw a card. Well, Solitude's actually not horrible. Block and block. Block, block. Wow, so we actually get to wipe out all the tokens? That works. Well, that wasn't bad. We cleared out 4 constructs and a Primeval Titan. About it. Amulet number 3. All right, so opponent has all the amulets in the world. Well, tick up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We do need to leave up Solitude in case there's another Primeval Titan. Oh, we can play Suzuki Summonings at instant speed with Teferi. Well, all right. Cavern on Elemental for the sake of Solitude. Go to combat, attack you. and pass the turn. I mean, this is sort of working. Opponent's down to 13. The snakes are chipping in there. 1 point of damage at a time. Teleria West to get a Pact, to get a Primeval Titan. Opponent, Primeval Titan. Gonna tutor out some lands. I mean, we are putting up a somewhat realistic fight here. I will give our deck credit. It's turn 8 and we have not yet died to a Primeval Titan, which is kind of good. We've gone through 1 and a Dryad. The problem is they just keep coming. Opponent, gonna do some tapping and untapping. So I think we need to wait until combat to Solitude, which unfortunately is going to gain our opponent a ton of life. It is going to literally undo every snake attack so far. Opponent taps, untaps, floats mana. Urza Saga does its thing. Karn the Great Creator. Okay, we can't actually stop that at the moment. Karn, going to tutor from the sideboard. Gets a Walking Ballista, which can shoot down our entire board. Yeah, that is a problem. Walking Ballista X2, sure. And haste up the prime time. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Solitude. Snipe the Primeval Titan. About it. Urza Saga number 4. All right, deck. We need some good cards. 1, 2, 3. Suzuki Summonings. Make some snakes. Untap. We draw a land. Well, Coiling Oracle. Draw a card. Get back Suzuki Summonings. Play Suzuki Summonings. Coiling Oracle. Draw a card. Get back Suzuki Summonings. It's kind of working. We need to kill this Karn. How can we do it? Are we cashing into Fairy? To Fairy Bounce Grazer. I think we are. Go to combat. Everything at Karn. Opponent blocks. Well, in that case, we need to path the Ballista. All right, no whammies. No whammies. Yeah, opponent, million lands. We'll play a fetch. We'll pass the turn. Opponent's got to pay for Pact. Our deck is trying so hard, but our stuff is still all 1/1s. We've made a lot of 1/1s with Suzuki Summonings, but they are still 1/1s, and our opponent's constructs are going to be slightly bigger than that. About it. I don't think we can survive a third Primeval Titan. Opponent makes a bunch of 5/5s. Tramples and hastes a 5/5. Goes attacking, hits us. Okay. Opponent, land, Grazer returns. All right, can we overcome these 5/5s? We're gonna need to draw snakes, another Grazer. We're gonna need to draw snakes to be able to get back Suzuki Summonings. Well, crack, thin the deck, last land, untap, more lands. Well, that's not what we wanted. Suzuki Summonings. Play a land, pass the turn. The problem is, so we're not gonna die right now. The problem is our opponent is eventually gonna draw a third Primeval Titan. Makes a huge construct, makes a huge construct. Oh, Expedition Map. Expedition Map gets a Teleria West, gets a Summoner's Pack, gets a Primeval Titan. I mean, we have been able to grind for a long time, but the end result is our opponent just has so many Primeval Titans. Opponent, gets a Sunhome, okay. Goes to combat, attacks. Well, block and block. So our opponent can protect 1 with double strike, but they're gonna lose at least 1. Yeah, so opponent saves 1, loses 1, we stay at 9, we untap. Well, okay, Lotus Cobra, play it. Get back Suzuki Summonings. Suzuki Summonings. Pass the turn! Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Block and block. But we need to just keep drawing snakes, or things that draw us snakes. Opponent passes. Please, not more lands. All right, Coiling Oracle. That's not bad. Coiling Oracle. Gets back Suzuki Summonings. Draws us a card. Well, not the best time for Night of Autumn now, is it? Play Suzuki Summonings. I mean, I guess actually Night of Autumn's not the worst. It can blow up one of the constructs. So blow up a construct. Go to combat. Attack with everything. This game. Opponent blocks the Solitude. Blocks a Coiling Oracle. Trades with the Solitude. We will play Cavern on Snake. pass the turn. Add a useless mana. All right, well, I mean, if our opponent keeps drawing lands, maybe. Like, we've gone really wide. Opponent untaps. No Primeval Titans. No. Explore, that's a redraw. Oh, no! Now we're dead. Well, we tried. Wow. We actually got pretty close. This is turn 12. Our opponent has played Walking Ballista, 2 Primeval Titans. Oh my goodness. We made this super close. The problem is now our opponent can just double strike trample the Primeval Titan and we're dead. Oh boy. Yeah. Sure, and we will scoop it up. Wow, that was actually super close. That was super close. Well, I guess we weren't gonna draw anything for a million years. We did kind of flood out severely, which was kind of a bummer. We had like literally every land out of our deck, which wasn't ideal. All right, well, we put up a fight. The snakes put up a fight. I'll give them that. Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are playing some Bant Snake Tribal in Modern. Finally giving one of Magic's most underappreciated tribes its due. Wow, this hand does nothing for a long time against a Lurrus deck. That's probably not a hand we can keep, honestly. We have our 1 Shishiro, which is our most expensive card. 2 Mystic Snakes. Yeah, I think opponent's even on the play. I expect that if we keep this, we're probably just dead before we really resolve a spell. Like, maybe we live long enough to play Teferi, but opponent thinking over their opening hand. I mean, if your opponent's playing a Lurrus deck, you know that their deck is full of efficient things because that's kind of the whole gimmick with Lurks. That's like, hey, guess what? You got to play good cards that you should probably be playing in your deck anyway. You should play cheap things that are more powerful than expensive things. We got to mulligan that. Now this will keep. Sand does not give me a ton of confidence, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Boom. Icefang Quaddle and Mystic Snake. I mean, they are 2 of the best snakes. Blackleaf Cliffs, opponent. Thoughtseize. Well, there goes one of our 2 best snakes. All right, so opponent, Thoughtseizes away, our Icefang Quaddle passes the turn. We will play a tap land, draw another land, which is not especially helpful. Blackleaf Cliffs for our opponent. Dragon Rage Channeler passes. Well, Coiling Oracle something. That's a snake that can be cast. Coiling Oracle hits us what? All right, well, Prismatic Ending is a way to put an end to this Dragon Rage Channeler, potentially. Opponent, Lightning Bolts the Oracle, going to start surveilling, looking for a Thoughtseize or Inquisition, I assume, to get rid of this ending. Opponent, Blood Crypt, goes to combat, attacks, down to 90. Another 2-drop would be nice. Or a land. Well, Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath. Snow-Covered Plains, and Prismatic Ending the Dragon Rage Channeler. Opponent. All right, well, we have nearly infinite lands at the moment, so discarding a card's not a big deal. Opponent does want the Surveil. We'll discard a Temple Garden. Surveil's to the top, which is less than oh, they killed their own Dragon Rage Channel. All right, so they're trying to kill the Dragon Rage so they can get it back with Lurrus. That makes sense. Opponent dashes a Ragavan. Gonna try to steal a snake, I assume. Gets in, gets a treasure. Steals, wow, one of our best cards, Teferi. Well, Misty Rainforest passed the turn. About it. So we probably got a Mystic Snake to counter Ragavan. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't feel great, but I think we have to. Snow-Covered Island. It would be better if we had the mana for Ephemerate. Mystic Snake. Boom. No monkeys for you. Just like the real world, the snake eats the monkey. Opponent gets a Lurrus. Not getting Lurrus. Turok to get our last 2 cards. All right. Well, we draw nothing past the turn. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, boy. We've drawn so many lands. Opponent goes attacking. Down to 11. Now they get the Lurrus since we're empty-handed. We draw more lands and we will scoop it up. Well, that game we just drew all lands. That seems to be a common theme. Do snakes like lands for some reason? We're only playing 24. It's not like we're playing an absurd number of lands, but it does feel like it sometimes, like this time. This time it felt like we just drew all the lands in the world. Well, Auriac Champion's a good sideboard card. I guess we can bring in more paths. Turok is a card that's going to be a problem. Turok is an issue. Maybe we go down the Teferis. Yeah, let's try it like that. All right, let's stop drawing every land deck, please. For the love of God, can we stop drawing only lands? He said before he draws a 0-lander and has to mulligan. All right, well, that seems fine. I mean, we get pretty wrecked by Thoughtseize because we can't get down this Auriac Champion, but other than that, we got Icefang Quaddles. Those are good. Blackleaf Cliffs and Thoughtseize. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed a Thoughtseize out of the Lurrus deck? About it. Gonna take the Auriac Champion, obviously. We called it. Well, crack this. Get a breeding pool. Actually, get a hallowed fountain. Tapped. Untapped. Snow-covered forest. Go. Opponent. Bloodstained Mire. Passing. Okay. Well, Ice Fang number 1. Draw a card. Opponent. Going to kill it for some reason. Well, we untap. Play the land pass the turn. Opponent cracks down to 17. I mean, I don't think we're in the worst shape here. Opponent. Bloodstained Mire. Ice Fang Quaddle, draw a card. Opponent cracks. I mean, if they try to kill it, we're going to ephemerate it. So ephemerate Ice Fang Quaddle. Draw another card. Discard a Endurance. Shishiro. Can we draw white mana? White mana would be really nice. Blink. Draw. No lands. Coiling Oracle. Misty Rainforest, crack it. Temple Garden, untapped. Get down the Auriok Champion. Okay, so we got the Auriok Champion down at least. That's good. This is still a turn where we could get got hard by Turok if our opponent has it. Dragon Rage Channeler. Sure, we will gain a life. And Lightning Bolts, a Coatl. Sure. Opponent passes. I'll go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent takes it. Well, Windswept Heath, go. We might be able to get down Shishiro. Opponent Blood Crypt. Tapped. And crack Windswept Heath. Get a snow-covered plains. Blue, green, green. Yeah, get a snow-covered plains. Path the Dragon Rage Channeler. Opponent's going to terminate. We will... I mean, we're going for it. Mystic Snake, the terminate. We're hoping we draw a land and we can play Shishiro and draw some cards. Like, that's what we're trying to set up here. That is the game plan. Opponent surveils a land, loses a DRC. All right, come on, land for Shishiro the Anointed. That's a land. All right, here we come. Here comes the snakes. Gain a life, grow the snakes. No one suspects the Shishiro. Hit you for a bunch. Draw a bunch. Oh my goodness, all of our paths. Okay, that's good. That's real good. Can you kill a Shishiro, opponent? Yes! An opponent scoops it up. Maybe this deck wants another Shishiro. It seems like, so I think the idea is we're gonna draw into our Shishiro eventually because we can draw so many cards by like blinking coiling oracles or whatever. But I do kind of wonder if we'd want 2 rather than 1 because it's both of our wins so far have come thanks to basically something like that, where eventually we get to a point where we can just play a Shishiro and Shishiro is able to pump our little snakes and let us win in like 1 or 2 attacks. It is 6 mana and it is only a 3/4, but it has been really good in the games where it comes down. I could see 1 more. I don't think you want 4. You definitely don't want 4, but I could see 2. I could see 2 possibly being worth it. All right, opponent's on the play, but we're proving we can win some games with this deck. That is for sure. That sounds fine. I mean, probably gonna get Thoughtseize into Oblivion, but it's fine. About it. Blankleaf Lifts. Ooh, Ragavan. Not a Thoughtseize. Well, thankfully we do have an answer to the Ragavan, so we're not gonna get snowballed. Opponent takes Beak. Draws a card. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. Prismatic Ending. Get rid of the stupid monkey. Pass the turn. Well, okay. And now we get to start running out Ice Fangs, I guess. Schwamp. Opponent passing. Ooh, Lotus Cobra. I think we wait a turn. I think this turn we Ice Fang Quaddle, and then next turn we can Cobra Quaddle. Opponent. Graven Karens. Ragavan with dash. Well, I mean, we are going to run out the Ice Fang, and if our opponent uses removal on it, then I guess they got us. Ice Fang Quaddle, draw a card. Opponent has the removal. Well, that's fine. They get a treasure, but they shouldn't be able to do much with it this turn, hopefully. Treasure and a land off the top. Opponent passes. So 1, 2. So we can play Lotus Cobra. Play a, what are we trying to get here? Play a Misty Rainforest. Make a mana. Crack a Misty Rainforest. Get a snow-covered island. Actually, we don't need a, what do we need? Forest? Plains. Well, we can get a plains with this. Because we'll have double blue from Cavern. Blue, green, blue, green. All right, we'll take a snow-covered forest. Make a mana and do some Suzuki summonings. I mean, the 1/1 snakes, while looking awesome, are also good at blocking Ragavans. Going to be hard to dash and hit us with a Ragavan here. I will give our snakes credit for that. About it. Is it Turok off the treasure? That is annoying. Or Turok naturally. Well, hopefully we keep, and we'll see. Turok is super obnoxious. Turok cheats on Lurus with Kicker. All right, hits both of our lands and a Dragon Rage Channeler. Well, we will do what? Coiling Oracle, see if we can draw land. Get back our Suzuki summonings. No. Well, pass the turn. Yeah, our opponent hitting those 2 lands is actually kind of a bit of an issue here. We had plans for those. About it. Terminates the Lotus Cobra, surveils. And finds an Inquisition. Makes us discard. Wow, yeah, that Hymn to Torah got us. We needed to keep at least one of the lands so we could actually cast things. And then the Coiling Oracle fizzled too. I assume they take Auriok Champion, but it takes the Ice Fang Quaddle. Sure. Opponent goes to combat. Goes attacking. We will block with a Snake token. Opponent, last card. Another Ragavan. Well, temporary last card, because we know Lurrus is coming. Suzuki summonings. Pass the turn. Actually, we can probably get in with a snake. Yeah, let's get in with a snake token. Go aggro. Hit ya. Pass the turn. Oh, I wish we had one more mana. Boy, that Turok was so good for our opponent. Opponent, Den of the Bugbear. Goes to combat. Really? Well, I mean, we'll block and block. Interesting. Was not expecting that. Wow, we would love to draw land here. Here comes a Lurrus. Land lets us counter the Lurrus if it's blue. Solitude. Well, that's not a land to counter a Lurrus, no, is it? Well, go to combat. Attack you. Ephemerate the Coiling Oracle. Get back Suzuki summonings. Hopefully draw a land. Okay. Play Suzuki summonings. Pass the turn. About it. So opponent's gonna get a card off of Lurrus, and we can't really do anything about that. But we can Solitude it. About it. Lurrus. Okay, just goes with the bobble. That's actually fine. That might be the best case scenario, actually. Oh boy, that was a really good draw for our opponent. Okay. All right, that was a really good top deck. Opponent gets in, hits us with Turok. We're gonna block. Yeah, we needed that to have a good Ephemerate target. So opponent gets to draw an extra card. Ephemerate is going to fizzle. Well, play the land, crack the land. Snow-covered plains. Solitude. Get rid of the Lurrus. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. As Turok is so obnoxious. About it. Duthi Voidwalker. And while they draw another Kolaghan's Command. Oh, that's such an insane draw. All right. Yeah. Well, that beats us, unfortunately. Oh, jeez. Wow. Wow, we were stable too, and our opponent just drew all of the best possible cards in a row, which is super annoying. Well, we get to kill the Voidwalker, but they have Den of the Bugbear, so we're still just dead. Well, I mean, we'll wait one more turn. We'll play it out to the bitterest of ends. Wow, that was some straight gas off the top of our opponent's deck. Bolt into Voidwalker into Kolaghan's Command. Cannot ask for any more than that. Opponent gonna fire up the Den of the Bugbear. Goes attacking. Makes a token. Well, we need to chump. But I'm not sure there's a draw left in our deck that saves us here. Wow, we were so close. Well, now our opponent draws a land. Unfortunately, the land drawing comes a smidge on the late side. And yeah, we're dead because this has protection from white and we will scoop it up. Oh, we were so close. Oh, boy. All right, well, on to the next. Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are playing some Bant snakes in Modern, and Sand has a lot of lands, but it does have a couple of snakes that can draw us cards, which hopefully will not be lands. That'd be nice. We would take some non-lands. About it. Shatter Skull, Smashing, Untap, Strike it, Rich. Oh, God. Well, one thing I will say about this deck is I'm not sure it really has a realistic way of stopping Belcher. I was looking at it going into the game. I was like, this doesn't really have a plan for Belcher. Opponent plays Turn Timber. Untapped for some reason. Opponent's playing a Death Shadow build of Belcher, apparently. Snow-covered Island. Boom. Untap. Windswept Heath. Crack it. Look out, opponent. Look out, Belcher. The snakes are coming for ya. Coiling Oracle. What do you say, friend? We draw Lotus Cobra past the turn. Can you beat a 1/1 snake? About it. Valakut Awakening. Gonna go digging for the win. I mean, I think we have Stony Silence in the sideboard, that's something. That is technically something that can potentially stop Belcher. Okay, going to kill our snake. What a jerk. And a tap land, and our opponent passes. What we need is Mystic Snake. Mystic Snake is our best answer. We're gonna Coiling Oracle. Solitude doesn't do much here. Pass the dirt. All right, so we're in Desperation Find Mystic Snake mode, I think. We could be dead now. Opponent seems to have kept a not very good Belcher hand. I probably wouldn't mulligan this hand, honestly. Shatter Skull. That said, there are still combinations of cards that just make us die. Well, Ephemerate, Coiling Oracle. Prismatic Ending doesn't do much. Ephemerate, Coiling Oracle. Come on, Mystic Snake. Land untapped. We draw Icefang Coatl. Well, we will play Lotus Cobra. Cavern on Snake, of course. Make a blue, make a green, Icefang Coatl. Uncounterable. Take that, Belcher. Oh my god. Okay, can we live for a turn? We found the Mystic Snake. Oh, but it was one card too deep about it. Elegant Awakening. Digging for the win again. I mean, if we make it this turn, we got a shot. If we make it this turn, we got a shot because we got the Mystic Snake to protect us. Please let us live. Please, Belcher. Okay, Reforge the Soul. Is that bad? Oh, this is just randomly miracling of Reforge the Soul. Well, we might as well play the Coatl, I get. Or yeah, we might as well. All right, well, opponent spins. Can we spin into another Mystic Snake? Yes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. We're actually 1 point of damage away from winning with Shishiro. So opponent, they drew a new hand. Well, we'll see. Oh no, they have the win? They just drew into the win? Ritual Strike It Rich. Okay, so they're setting up for a win in 2 turns. Oh, we are 1 point of damage away. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're 1 point of damage away. Misty to the bottom. So I think we have a plan though. I think we have a plan. Our plan is to untapped. Oh, okay. Our plan is to get down the Teferi to protect against Pact of Negation. All right, so we play Lotus Cobra. Windswept Heath, make some white mana, make some blue mana, crack Windswept Heath, snow-covered plains, make some green mana, make some blue mana. Icefang Coatl, draw a card. Oh, we're 1. So we found the Teferi, but we're 1 mana short. Well, I mean, we have Cavern on Snake, so I guess that also protects us. All right, hit ya. The plan is that the Mystic Snake can come down uncounterably and stop the Belcher. Well, the Mystic Snake might have to come down uncounterably and stop the Reforge the Soul. Mystic Snake cannot be countered. There is an answer for this. There is a snaky answer. Mystic Snake, uncounterable, about it. Please tell me you still can't win. Yeah, we were 1 mana short from drawing into that Teferi and playing it. All right, gonna hit the Lotus Cobra, that's fine. I mean, the thing is, we got the Shishiro. So we have like ultra lethal here if we untap. Turn Timber tapped. Wow, maybe we can beat Belcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Misty Rainforest. Make a mana that is white. Crack Misty Rainforest. Snow-covered Island. Make a mana that is blue. Teferi. Snake Lord. Shishiro time. I do love when this deck wins. And go to combat. Smack you with some snakes. Yes! Okay, well, that was a really slow, sketchy Belcher hand, and we do not have a good sideboard plan for this matchup, like, at all, but it worked that time. Unfortunately, geez, we have a lot of dead cards. Oh boy, yeah, so one thing I would say about this deck, if you're listening, infamous small Japanese tournament players, more Shishiro seems good, because every time we win, it's because we play Shishiro. I think another one would be good. Also, maybe some counters in the sideboard could also be beneficial. All right, so our game plan is Mystic Snakes and Stony's Islands. That is our chance. That is our hope. Go down all the creature removal because it doesn't do anything. Endurance and Night of Autumns, they don't really do anything either, but they do less of nothing than Prismatic Ending in this matchup. I mean, I guess Prismatic Ending can like snag a treasure token or something, but still, it's a long shot. It's a long shot for it to actually do anything. It worked that time. So we have 5 good cards. We have 5 cards that actually matter in this matchup, and then we have a lot of snakes, which, I mean, they got there last time. We really would love to see Stony/Mystic Snake in our opening hand. Opponent's also on the play, which means there's a chance that our opponent's just so fast that we just die before anything actually happens, which would be awkward, I would say. This deck. Oh, I hope we win some matches with it. We've done oh my goodness, that's triple Mystic Snake. Well, I mean, we can't really ask for much more than that, other than the lands to cast these Mystic Snakes, but I mean, we're keeping. We are keeping. Opponent's also keeping. Cavern would be nice. Opponent untap land and passes. Well, we will play a Windswept Heath. Pass the turn. Are we dead? If our opponent for some reason has to run out Belcher early, then Knight does something. Opponent, tap land. Well, crack this. Get a Breeding Pool tapped. Snow-covered plains, run out Lotus Cobra. Feel like our opponent has Spike Field Hazard here. I don't know why else they'd play that land untapped. Yeah. All right, that does slow us down. Well, we'll see. Opponent untaps draws. Are we dead? Oh, we need 2. Oh, without that Lotus card would have been really helpful because we could have Mystic Snake next turn. We need 2 more turns. Opponent, Shatter Skull. To turn this Mystic Snake on, do we get 2 more turns? Tap land for our opponent. Passes. We draw Knight of Autumn. Well, Flooded Strand. Crack it. Hallowed Fountain untapped. Boy. Yeah. Knight of Autumn. Here comes the 4-3. Pass the turn. All right, well, if we live this turn, then these Mystic Snakes come online, and we might actually be able to win. If we die this turn, then we bemoan the fact that we were on the draw. Tap land. Recross pass. Okay, sure. So opponent gets to stack their deck. What answers does our opponent have? They have Veil of Summer, Pact of Negation, Veil of Summer, Pact of Negation. This might mean that our opponent has Veil of Summer in hand, which is pretty scary. They shouldn't have a pack. They have 3 packs. Ice Fang Coatl. What did our opponent reveal? Oh, Reforge the Soul, obviously. To the bottom. We'll see. Mystic Snake, you gotta be good, buddy. Oh man, even got the Ephemerate. I'll go to combat, hit you for 4. I mean, that's gonna be the question. Can this Mystic Snake resolve to counter Reforge the Soul? If the answer is yes, we're in great shape. If the answer is no, and our opponent has a way to protect it, then we likely lose immediately. Oh, Crack Misty. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Snow-covered island. Blue, white, green. Mystic Snake. All right, so our opponent does have the... opponent does have it. Well, there goes all of our Mystic Snakes. We draw into pretty much nothing. Well, that is what we were worried about. Shatter Skull untapped. Opponent. Whoa, we lost all of our Mystic Snakes too. And the Ephemerate that can blink Mystic Snake. I mean, I guess if our opponent's winning right now, it doesn't matter. Opponent plays a Blood Moon. I'll go to combat, attack you. And yeah, I think we're just dead now. Yeah, we're definitely dead. Boom, Spreading Seas. Take that mountain. Snow-covered forest. Suzuki Summonings. Go. Yeah, now we get belched. Oh, opponent had to have the Veil of Summer in hand, but they did. Iron Great Feet, Belcher, and Death. Oh, boy, we've been so close. I gotta give the Snake some amount of credit. They might not be winning, but they are making it close. It is like kind of competitive. I will say, it did not appear our opponent was really playing Answers to Stony Silence. If we can just have some Snake luck and somehow have that Stony Silence in our opening hand, I feel like that pretty much just wins us the game. The problem is it's only a 1 of, so the odds are pretty small. This hand does literally nothing. This hand does mostly nothing. I mean, it's got a Teferi, but that's all. Well, this one we gotta keep. This hand also does mostly nothing, but we can Ephemerate a Coiling Oracle. The opponent also doing a bit of mulliganing, trying to find the turn to win. And we'll keep, put the 2 planes to the bottom. Flooded Strand. Yeah. Opponent untaps. Plays a tap land. Crack the Flooded Strand, get a Temple Garden. Tapped, untap. Stony's Islets. We need our Stony Silence. No luck here, while we will play Coiling Oracle. Okay, draw land. That's not bad. That lets us Ephemerate at least to draw cards. Mystic Snakes, Stony Silence. Those are the cards we need. Opponent passing. We will untap. Go to combat, hit you for 1. Opponent takes it. Snow-covered island. Go. Opponent untaps. Are we dead this turn? Tap land. Well, crack this. We got a lot of blue. We got 1 white. Get a Breeding Pool, untapped. Our life total is not really relevant. Like, they either get us or they don't get us. Ice Fang Quad will hit a land. Blink the Coiling Oracle. Draw a Lotus Cobra. Now we get to blink the Coiling Oracle again. Draw a Suzuki Summonings and a Teferi. I'll go to combat, hit you for 1. Opponent all the way down to 18. How can we do this? Lotus Cobra. Misty Rainforest. Make a mana. Teferi. Teferi does stop our opponent from miracling. Pass the turn. Opponent draws. Does not stop our opponent from just casting rituals and Belcher and us dying. Oh, we need that Stony Silence. We really need that Stony Silence. Next turn, we can like bounce Coiling Oracle with Teferi to get another trigger. That is assuming we're alive, which looks like we will not be. Okay, ritual. Fury. All right, well, that is also pretty bad. So kills a lot of our stuff. All right, well, that leaves us without anything to bounce. I'll crack the Misty, thin the deck, get our last dual lad. Well, come on, Stony's Eyelids. Spreading Seas. Well, we will... Spreading Seas a red source, draw a card. We will bounce the Fury, draw more lands. Suzuki Summonings, play land. Oh no! We're not finding it. We're not finding the cards that can save us. About it. Recross pass. All right, so we have a single turn to draw one of our good... Actually, well, we'll see. We do have the Teferi still. Our opponent does need to kill the Teferi, but the Fury can probably do that. Our Ephemerit's doing nothing. Oh, we just want to draw that Stony Silence. Like, looking through our opponent's deck list again, other than trying to attack us with a Fury, our opponent can't beat a Stony Silence. Well, we'll see. We'll see if our opponent realizes how Teferi works with miracles. Casting a miracle is happening on your draw step, so it's not sorcery speed. I guess we keep the Ice Fang. Opponent, turn Timber, please just pass. All right, opponent passes. Okay, so Snow-Covered Forest, Ice Fang Coatl, gets back Suzuki Summonings, draws us a card. Blink the Coatl, draw nothing. Coiling Oracle, hit a land. Take up to Fairy, go attacking. Well, I assume we are dead. Opponent untaps, draws Sogmad Treachery, casts the Fury. Pretty bad for us. Well, Suzuki Summonings. All right, deck. Can we draw a real card, please? Please, snakes, please. Opponent plays a land. We get our Ephemerate fizzled, unfortunately. We draw Endurance. Not real enough. Well, I will say this deck, the sideboard plan for decks like this is incredibly lacking, so I don't think we're going to be combo decks like this ever. We did get a game off of them. I would be absolutely shocked if we are not dead here. It seems impossible that we are not dead. Opponent goes to combat. Well, we will play Endurance. You can have your rituals back. Kill the Fury. Opponent. Come on, Stony Silence. Come on, buddy. Kills our dorks. Well, I mean, we're still not dead yet. Opponent passes. Oh my god, we drew Stony Silence. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is the best draw that we could hit here, actually. That is what we wanted to see. Stony Silence. Pass the turn. Well, that means we're not going to die to Belcher. We've seen our opponent's entire deck, and our opponent did... I don't see a way to get rid of a enchantment. So the Belcher win is off the table. It just means we need to beat the fair stuff, essentially. Recross pass. I mean, am I missing something? Let's look through this deck list again. Rituals. No. Doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. So I assume our opponent's game plan is going to be to like try to hardcast things like Amiria's Call, like strike it rich to make white mana hardcast Fury. Hardcasting Fury is decent. Well, we found the way to shut down Belcher. Hopefully we draw some action here. That would be super helpful. So opponent gets to stack their deck again. Yeah, I mean, they don't appear to have a way to get a Stony Silence off the battlefield because we're looking at their entire deck list. So that's a good news. Belcher went off the table. Bad news is there's probably some weird piles of MDFCs that can beat us. Like, not exactly sure if our opponent just manages to slam an Amiria's Call. Opponent leaves a Fury on the top. Suzuki Summonings. Gotta go bottom. We need snakes. We need snakes. So the Fury's coming to wrath our board again. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Okay, we draw even more lands. I mean, there is a risk that we just never draw snakes and we die to Fury. / Amiria's Call. Opponent goes to 12. We've gotten many lands out of our deck. We should hit some snakes at some point. Opponent casts the Fury. Yeah. I mean, that is 6 damage a turn if we cannot block it. Kills our snakes. All right, deck. Show us a snake. Endurance is not a snake, but it can block a Fury. And I guess we probably shuffle our graveyard back in. Maybe should have played the land. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Well, 1, 2, 3. Endurance. Put our cards on the bottom. This does mean we lose our Suzuki Summonings, which is awkward, but block the Fury, kill the Fury. Opponent passes. Well, we will Spreading Seas a red source. Draw. Even more lands. Okay. The flood is still on. We've drawn so many lands. Voted a Debs. Shatter Skull. Tapped. I'll crack this. Shuffle stuff in. We're running out of lands to fetch. We draw. Another Endurance. That's a card. Let's see if our opponent tried to set up the hard casting of Amiria's Calls. That's the question. It looks like they tried to set up play Fury and just clear our blockers to kill us with Fury. What a wild game. Outcast Endurance. We are really good at drawing endurances. Oh, I wonder if we are going to regret putting that Suzuki Summonings to the bottom. Well, okay, I guess we put Endurance back to the bottom. Untap. Lotus Cobra. Well, that is a snake. Hit ya. Lotus Cobra. Pass the turn. Opponent's down to 9. Untaps. This game. Shatter Skull smashing our stuff. Opponent passes. Come on, card draw snake. Oh my god. Oh no. No. We have like no lands left in our deck and we keep drawing them. Opponent. Eventually they're going to figure out a way to cast a Miria's Call, and that is going to wreck us if we keep drawing nothing. We'd love it. Yeah, Mystic Snake would still be fine. Opponent. Manamorphose. Well, here comes Miria's Call, and now we actually got to draw something, or we are going to quickly die to Angels. Oh no. Wow, we just got no snake luck. We got none. Opponent passes. Now we draw the Mystic Snake. Unfortunately, the Mystic Snake came the turn after the Angels, and what a oh my goodness, we got no luck. We got no luck at all with this deck. Voting gets it, hits us. I mean, we had the luck to find the Stony Silence, but boy, look at these lands. We have just drawn infinite lands. Opponent, Manamorphose. I mean, we can try this, but I assume we're just dead. Mystic Snake. Fail? Yeah. Oh, we fizzled for so long. And yeah, there's no combination of cards that beat this now. Snakes! Those infamous small Japanese tournaments gonna get us again. The frustrating part is we've been super close. Like, every single match we've played has been 3 games. A lot have been really close and, just not quite enough for the snakes. Well, let's see if we can get the 05. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are trying to get a snake win in Modern. Playing some fast snakes. Oh, we've been so close. We've been so close. Maybe this is the one. I mean, we got a snake. We got our biggest, baddest snake. Some removal? We'll see. I will say that Shishiro has been correlated with us winning. The games that we played Shishiro have been the games that we've won, I think, every single time. Opponent. Snoo covered plains. And Esper Sentinel. Sure, well, play a land and pass the turn. We're going to see about sniping the Sentinel, I think, with Icefang Quaddle. So opponent, I think, is probably hammering, although there's no Luris, which is interesting. Urza's Saga. Stoneforge Mystic to get what? Paradise Mantle. Interesting. Goes to combat. Does our opponent attack? No. All right, well, we crack this. Grab a Breeding Pool and run out a Coatl. Draw a card. Suzuki Summonings. The question is, do we have to kill this Stoneforge? Probably not. We got the Solitude, so I think we can Flooded Strad, crack it, Snow-Covered Island, and Suzuki Summonings. Start making snakes. Opponent gets to draw a card, unfortunately. But we get to make snakes. I mean, we have the Shishiro in hand, so we're kind of wanting to make a bunch of snakes and play Shishiro and win in one attack is our hope. All right, opponent reads Suzuki Summonings, draws a card, unfortunately, gets hit by the Coatl. About it. Do enters the Saga things. Snow-covered plains. Pure Steel Paladin. Paradise Mantle. I mean, we can kill it. We'd have to exile our Prismatic Ending, which is a little scary. Yeah, I think we do it. All right, Solitude. Get rid of the Pure Steel. So we 2-for-1 ourselves, but our opponent's going to draw cards and potentially equip for free, so it's not as bad as it might look. So get rid of the Pure Steel. Opponent gets Paradise Mantle, which is fine. Yeah, and equips and Steel Shaper's Gift. Getting more equipment. Well, hopefully we draw into more removal. I feel like this could be a good snake matchup. We'll see. Nettlecyst. That's gonna get big. About it. Passes. Okay. We draw land. Well, we will play Coiling Oracle. Get a trigger, draw a card. Hope that we... Well, I don't even know. We get back Suzuki Summonings. I don't know if we cast it if we hit a land. Unless our opponent draw another... You know what? I think we do. I think we do for one reason. And that reason is we can play Shishiro next turn. And I think that's going to make it worth it. Go to combat, hit you with the Coatl. All right, we got a plan, we got a plan. We got to hope our opponent does not have a Solitude. If they can kill our Shishiro, this gets way worse. So opponent, Urza Saga, gonna do its thing, tutor something out. I mean, Shishiro's like original Toski. Opponent's gonna float the mana, wise choice. It's Shadowsphere and Sigarda's Aid, and more Urza's Sagas. This might mean we just kind of die. Like if our opponent can go hammer, equip Shadow Sphere, I don't know what we do about that. Not with what we got currently. Maybe not paying the 1 is a problem. About it. Sure, Urza's Saga resolves. I feel like this should be a good matchup for us. Out of all the matchups we've played so far, this is the one I feel like our deck lines up with best, but still not feeling super confident at the moment because if they can put a hammer on this Sentinel, we're just gonna lose. About it. As the hammer, of course. So now we need to draw into Solitude, basically. So opponent's going to hit us for 12, going to gain 12. We get to play Shishiro and draw a bunch of cards. The problem is if we don't draw Solitude white card, we just lose on the backswing anyway. But I think that's our only real shot, assuming we don't draw something else here. So we drop to 3, opponent goes to 32. We draw a land, well, Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath. The land is not helpful. We get to thin the deck. Snow-covered plains. Yeah, I mean, this is what we got. This is our only shot. We got to go for it. Snow-covered plains. Shishiro, the Anointed. We get back Suzuki summoning. Sure. We attack with everything. This would have been really good if our opponent didn't just gain 12. Well, come on, Solitude. Opponent takes it. We draw 6. Solitude? No. Another land. Solitude? No. Oh my god, even another land. Solitude? Okay. White card. Okay, that's a green card. Oh, please, deck. Okay, there's an Ephemerate. Okay. There's hope. There's hope in Snakesville. We pass the turn. We discard a Hallowed Fountain. Okay, so we can Solitude the Esper Sentinel and hope for the best. Another Esper Sentinel. And Urza Saga 3. Oh my god, so many Urza Sagas. The bad news is, if our opponent attacks with Stoneforge, we're going to lose Shishiro, which is pretty obnoxious. And then our opponent can always re-equip. So this is kind of a short-term solution, because they can attack with the Stoneforge and flash in Nettlecyst and equip it to the Stoneforge. About it. Oh, so I think this still ends with us dying, unfortunately. So we block here. Wow. Yeah, this Nettlecyst gets us. We needed this Shishiro to live. Shishiro dying means that we just got nothing. We just got nothing for next turn. So we answer the Esper Sentinel. Our opponent gains 12. Then they flash in the Nettlecyst on the Stoneforge. Yeah. To kill our Shishiro. And then they can just keep moving the Shadow Sphere around. And we got a bunch of 1/1s that don't really do anything. Yeah. Opponent figuring it out. Oh boy, Sigarda's Aid puts it on the Stoneforge. Well, we get to kill this, so we don't die this turn. But without the Shishiro, I don't see a long-term path to victory because our opponent is just going to keep doing this forever. We needed the Shishiro to keep drawing us cards. Our snakes are just not big enough to tangle with our opponent's board here. So we stay at 2. We lose our best snake. Opponent in the tank again, even though they cannot do anything. All right, decides to pass. Ephemerate. I mean, Ephemerate Coiling Oracle. Pay the 1, I guess. See if we can draw some action. Mystic Snake. Oh, there were times when you would have been very good. So we're just dead. Yeah, we're just dead. All right. Well, I think next time we go to Modern Horizons, we need wizards to support the Snake Tribe. And then it'll be tier 0. That's what we're missing, I think, is some Modern Horizons level snakes that are just insanely busted. I mean, I guess we Ice Fang Quaddle in the first Modern Horizons, but Modern Horizons 2 did not do much for the Snake Tribe, so we'll see. That's the future. That's the future of snakes. Modern Horizons. Well, let's try like this. Bring in even more removal and see what happens. So brutal. Oh, snakes. The thing that makes it kind of frustrating is it's not like we've just been getting like ridiculously blown out. It feels like every one of our matches have been really close, and we haven't been winning. We haven't won any of our matches, but every one of them have felt really close to us being able to win. In some ways, it's easier just to have the deck like get blown out, and then you're like, okay, the deck's bad, whatever, like next deck. But this has felt close enough that it's like it's right there. The prize of winning the match is right there, and it just keeps not quite getting there, just like not getting over that last hurdle. I mean, we got a ton of removal. We got 4 paths, 4 solitudes, 4 prismatic endings. We got Night of Autumns. Like, it seems like this pile should be really good against our opponent's deck, and then go 1/1s. I do think that's the challenge, I think, for the deck is it's very bad at closing out the game quickly, which I think is why more Shishiros might be good or something. Like, it's good at kind of like stalling out, annoying the opponent, chipping in for a little bit of damage in the air, but it is not especially good at closing out the game quickly, which that has been an issue. You've seen the games, I mean, that time Shishiro didn't work out because our opponent just had ridiculous hammer time stuff going on. Opponent's going to use all their clock. Opponent's one of the slower hammer time players I've ever played against. Normally you just slam the hammer and and win on turn 2, but our opponent deliberately placed hammering. Well, we'll keep this. All right, we got a Knight of Autumn. That's a card. Forest, go. Opponent playing some bricks, considering the possibility of untapping and playing their first turn. All right, opponent decides to untap snow-covered plains and Esper Sentinel. Well, we will Cavern on Snake and play a Lotus Cobra. Go. Next turn could be interesting. 2 Lotus Cobras in a fetch land is potentially mana, and then the Coiling Oracles could hit more mana. I don't know what that mana is leading to, but we could play a lot of stuff. Urza's Saga. Well, Knight of Autumn can kill that. About it. Cigar, is this just hammer on turn 2? Goes attacking. Oh no, do they just have the nut draw? No blocks. Oh, come on. All right, so opponent had the turn 2 hammer hand, gets in and hits us. Down to 9. All right. Well, we will play a Lotus Cobra. Number 2. Play a land. Make blue-green. Coiling Oracle. Hit Prismatic Ending. Crack the land. Snow-covered plains. Make white and green. Knight of Autumn. Blow up Esper Sentinel. Go attacking. Okay, I mean, that's not a bad turn 3, especially in Snakeville. Like, as far as snakes go, that's like the best turn 3 imaginable in Snake Land. About it, Urza's Saga, growing land. An Ephemerate would be sweet. Ornithopter. So we do need to kill the Ornithopter because Urza's Saga can get another hammer and Sigarda's Aid equips it for free. So if we don't kill it, we are just dead to it at the moment. Oh, we got a ton of mana. About it. Another Esper Sentinel passes. We draw a fetch land. Misty Rainforest. Actually, you know what? Let's just green and blue. Let's just Coiling Oracle. Get a trigger. See what we draw. It is a path. Okay. That's good. We can play a Misty Rainforest. Make white, I guess. Prismatic Ending, the Ornithopter. Do we end the Ornithopter or do we end the Sigarda's Aid? That's the real question. If we end the Sigarda's Aid, they can tune up an equipment, but what's it really gonna do? Let's end the Sigarda's Aid and pay the 1. Go to combat, attack with everything. Okay, we can still use some card draw. Could still use like an Ephemerate or something, but we're surviving. We're surviving. I mean, our opponent had the turn 2 hammer time hit, so we're definitely surviving compared to where we could be. Opponent drops to 11, untaps. Urza's Saga goes off. All right, no more lands. No more lands. Ephemerates, things that draws cards. That would be helpful. Opponent thinking, pump faking, only has 3 cards in hand and is not a Lures deck. All right, opponent floats the mana. I mean, the other plan is just stay alive for a while until our opponent times out. Probably not likely, but our opponent's using significantly more clock than us. Opponent plays a land as a Pure Steel Paladin. Well, that's fortunate that they equip that way. So we will Frag Misty Rainforest. Still gonna need some top decks though. Urza's Saga is just a messed up Magic card. If our opponent had equipped any other way, we'd really be in trouble, but yeah, we'll just get a snow-covered island. Make a white mana. Make a white mana. Path the Pure Steel. Pay the 1. All right, well, another threat dodged for the time being. Yeah, if they had put it like on Esper Sentinel, then we'd either have to path Esper Sentinel, but then they'd just be able to move it over to Ornithopter and we'd be super dead. So that was fortunate that our opponent went for the Pure Steel there. We would have been immediately just dead. The Shadow Sphere is still an issue. Just the life gain is going to make it hard to race. So we still really need to top deck something. Opponent goes to combat. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Give us that draw. We want this win. We need the snake win. Another path. Okay, that's actually pretty good. We will go to combat We will attack with everything. So I think we're just like kind of on this weird tempo plan at the moment. Swing with everything. About it. Takes it to 3. We'll play the Flooded Strand. Make a mana that doesn't do anything. Make a mana that doesn't do anything. Pass the turn. Okay. I mean, if our opponent just tries to Shadow Sphere, we can kill the Shadow Sphere creature to attack back for lethal, I think. Are we getting this? Are we overcoming a turn? Opponent had turn 2 hit us with the hammer. That's like the fastest start the hammer time can get off to. Like that is the nuts. That is the nut draw for hammer time. And the snakes are keeping up. They are slithering their way back into this game. And opponent scoops it up. Okay. Well, we keep our streak going of being able to win at least one game a match. Can we close it out and actually fully win a match? Land is the question. Well, the removal came through that game. Removal and snakes. That was one without Shishiro too. We did not have to fall back on Shishiro to let us win. Can we close it out and get a match win? We're gonna find out. I feel the heartbreak coming. Like I said, we've been so close. So many of our like almost every match has been super close. This will keep. Not as removal heavy as we'd like, but Knight of Autumn is a removal spell. Lotus Cobra gives us mana. Kind of similar to Last Stand, except not quite as much removal. Well, we're going to keep. I will say I think Hammer Time is a bit less scary without Luris. Luris, to get back to things that we blow up with Knight or whatever, is really, really frightening. Opponent's going to 5. Either has bad hands or is trying to find a nut draw. So we want Past Solitudes, Prismatic Endings, basically any of our removal spells. All right, opponent, 5 on the play. How good is it? Is this the snake's chance? Opponent, Plains, and Memnite, and Ornithopter, and passes. All right, we gotta play the Misty. I want to save it for after Lotus Cobra, but I think we gotta leave up the path now that we drew it. Like our opponent could be setting up Sigarda's Aid, Hammer as their last 2 cards. Okay, opponent, Saga, Esper Sentinel. Well, they don't have Sigarda's Aid Hammer. Gets and hits us for 1. All right, well, we will crack this. Get a Temple Garden tapped. Untap. Solitude's good. Snow-covered Forest and Lotus Cobra. Go. About it. Untaps, takes up the Saga. Only 2 cards in hand. Oh, this might be it. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at here. Opponent goes to combat. Hits us. We will take it. I mean, if we untap with the Lotus Cobra, I think we're definitely blowing up Urza's Saga. If our opponent can't activate it, Prismatic Ending. Well, we will play a Lotus Cobra. Number 2. Island. Add white, add green. White and green. And Knight of Autumn. And blow up Urza's Saga. And pass the turn. Ooh, now lands are pretty good. Lands to trigger these Lotus Cobras. And then maybe we can close out this game and get a snake win. It might be happening. About it. Colossus Hammer. Sure, cannot currently equip it though. We will kill the Esper Sentinel if they attack. Opponent passes. Well, we will Coiling Oracle. How about a land? How about a land from the snake? All right, that's good. We will make blue and green. We will play Ice Fang Quaddle. We will Prismatic Ending Colossus Hammer and pay the 1 and go attacking. You know what? We're gonna attack with all of it. Get in there. If they wanna trade their stuff to kill our Lotus Cobras, that's fine. I think the Lotus Cobras have more or less done their job at this point. We don't have any lands in hand anyway. I assume our opponent has a Pure Steel Paladin, and they were thinking, okay, run out the hammer, next turn Pure Steel equip. Shadow Sphere, sure. I mean, our hand is full of removal. Opponent passes. Opponent's under 8 minutes. I don't think it's going to matter, though. I think we're going to close this out and get a fair win with this. Ooh, we draw a land, too. Well, in that case, we will land untapped, add white, cast a Solitude, get rid of the Esper Sentinel, attack with everything. Can we close it out? About it. Takes it to 7. Untaps. Snake win? Passing, losing? Scooping! We did it! We did it! It took 4 rounds of near misses, but the snakes finally got there. And that was actually like a pretty good example of the cool things that I can do. With like Lotus Cobra, Coiling Oracle, put a land into play, make a bunch of mana, cast a bunch of stuff. So that was good. That was good. And we got the match win. So it's possible to win a match. With Snake Tribal in Modern. Oh, all right. That makes me feel better. I was afraid we were going to near miss through the whole league, but we got there. We got there finally. Sweet, sweet. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are, oh, his hand is so close to being good. We're trying to close strong with the snakes in Modern. Snake Tribal, Bant snakes, and, you know, I mean, we got a snake. We got a Teferi, honorary Snake Planeswalker Teferi. Oh, God. Oh, well, I'm kind of wishing that our league was only 4 matches this week. Not super confident that our super fast 1/1 clock can race Tron. It seems like what'll happen here is we'll make a bunch of snakes, and then our opponent will play Karns and Ugins, and we'll be very sad. Chalice of the Void on 1. Oh, all right. Well, if our opponent's playing Eldrazi Tron, then we just get salty because our opponent's lucking into Tron. So we will, let's see. What do we do here? I'll go to combat, attack you. Boom. 19. What are you going to do, opponent? Flooded Strand, crack it. Snow-covered Island. Dirty Teferi. Bounce your Chalice. Draw a card. It's more Teferis past the turn. Please tell me you don't just have random Tron. All right, so our opponent randomly has Tron. That is the worst. All right, so opponent drunkenly stumbles into Tron and accidentally wins the game. Plays an Expedition map. Cracks the Expedition map. I mean, we're just gonna, I think we just scoop rather than showing our opponent anything. Opponent passes, gets a Cavern, so even a counter is not helpful. Suzuki's Summonings, and we will scoop it up. All right, so there's one thing about Eldrazi Tron. When they accidentally get Tron, it is super obnoxious. Spreading Seas in. Stony Silence is not good against Eldrazi Tron. Well, I mean, I guess that's sort of kind of an answer-ish. Night of Autumn's in. Probably more paths in. We saw Cavern, which means Mystic Snake's kind of sketchy. Let's try it like that. Let's try it like that and see what happens. Well, the good news is Eldrazi Tron doesn't work very hard to put together Tron, so they are unlikely to drunkenly stumble into it twice in a row. That would be super unlucky. When regular Tron is Tron, whatever, like that's what they do. I've said this before, but Eldrazi Tron, oh my God. When they have Tron, it feels like cheating. It's just like playing Tron lands randomly and just hoping it works out, and it does sometimes for them. It's the luck of the Tron opponent. Land. Is it a Tron land? It is. And passes. Well, we will crack this. We will get a Breeding Pool tapped. Untap. Misty, crack it. Snow-covered Forest. And Coiling Oracle. It a land past the turn. All right. You better not have Tron opponent, I swear. Not again. Expedition map. Well, that's fine. Wow, they kept a 1-lander? That is greedy. That is super greedy. Well, we're going to get a Plains. We're going to Ephemerate this Coiling Oracle. Draw Suzuki Summonings. Untap. Ephemerate the Coiling Oracle. Play Flooded Strand. Play Night of Autumn. Blow up your Expedition map. Well, our opponent definitely does not have Tron this time. Opponent, they kept a 7 with 1 land, which is interesting. Eldrazi Temple. Well, that's like drawing 2 lands off the top almost. About it. Walking Ballista X1. Sure. Passes. I'll go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent's gonna block. Wow, just lets it go. All right. Well, Suzuki Summonings. Forest. Go. Well, our clock is increasing. About it. Oh my goodness. Oh no. The luck of the Tron. The luck of the Tron, Matter Reshaper. About its passing. Well, crack this. Get a Snow-covered Plains. Untap. Oh no, if this ends with Tron, I swear. I swear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Solitude. Get rid of the Matter Reshaper. Opponent's going to dismember the Solitude. Yeah, I think we save it. Temple Garden untapped. Ephemerate it. Get rid of the Matter Reshaper. Go to combat, hit ya with our super fast snake clock. Opponent down to 50. If this is a missing Tron land, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Opponent. Well, that is still some pretty gosh darn good running. Karn the Great Creator. Opponent kept 1 land and ended up hitting 2 Eldrazi temples and one of the missing Tron pieces all in a row off the top of their deck. What are the chances? I wish there was an easy way to calculate that. Hypergeometric calculator cannot handle that type of calculation. Sky Sovereign. Well, okay, we get to Ephemerate a Coiling Oracle. See if we can draw something good. Get back our Suzuki summonings, which is nice. Go to combat. Kill Karn. Hit our opponent, hit our opponent. Misty Rainforest, crack it. Snow-covered island. Here comes the snakes. And even more snakes. And pass the turn. Opponent untaps. I mean, that is a lot of snakes. Draws. Wow. Expedition map to get Tron. Oh my literal god. Okay, so opponent versus power plant. Sky Sovereign. I told you the luck of the Tron. The luck of the Tron, we talked about it before. It is out in full force. We draw a Mystic Snake, which isn't bad. I'll go to combat, smash our opponent with everything. Down to 6, play the land, and hope beyond hope that this Mystic Snake can keep something horrible from happening here now that our opponent has more or less infinite mana about it. Thought not. Wow. Oh my goodness. We're going to lose this, aren't we? Oh, Mystic Snake. This last card's going to be all his dust, isn't it? Our opponent's not conceding, which means... Oh, okay, they conceded. Oh, the snake's overcome. Oh my goodness, was that ridiculously good running for our opponent. But... Mystic Snake comes through. Okay. Do we want to change anything? This might be as good as it gets. Yeah, this might be our best bet. Prismatic Ending's not great. Mystic Snake was good there, but we got fortunate that our opponent did not have a Cavern, which we have definitely seen in their deck already. Maybe the Knight of Autumn? I could see one more Knight of Autumn being worth it. One more Knight of Autumn, go down 1, what? Maybe Teferi? Yeah, let's run like that. Come on, snakes. Let's throw a Spreading Seas or 2. We'll take both in our opening hand without complaining, even a little. No complaints about 2. This is a very fair snake hand. I mean, it's kind of sweet. Double Lotus Cobra could do some stuff. We don't have an answer to Tron, obviously. Lotus Cobra into Lotus. You know what? We're going to keep this. If we draw a fetch land, this hand could be pretty explosive. Opponent goes to 6, power plant, and passes. Well, Breeding Pool tap past the turn. I mean, the nice thing about this hand is if nothing goes horribly wrong, which it could very well do, but if it doesn't, we could speed out the Shishiro, waste for our opponent, Walking Ballista X1. Well, play the land. I guess we gotta pass. Pass and run out the Icefang Quaddle. Not gonna be as explosive as we were hoping. Eldrazi Temple joins the fun. Opponent goes to combat. New attacks. Mattery Shaper. Well, we will run out Icefang Quaddle, draw a card. All right, Path to Exile is not the worst. Untap. Solitude's also not the worst. Well, we will play Lotus Cobra. Land. Add a mana. Okay. Going to Dismember it, eh? I guess we Path the Walking Ballista. Opponent pings. All right, so the board has officially been swept. Add a mana that doesn't do anything. Pass the turn. Still would not mind drawing a fetch land. Opponent untaps. Expedition map to get a land. All right, opponent stumbling forward. Urza Saga, okay. Well, that's actually fine because we can just Knight of Autumn it. That was like the best thing they could tutor from our perspective. Fetch land? Lotus Cobra into, well, all right, not a fetch land. Well, in that case, Knight of Autumn. Blow up the Urza Saga. Opponent. All right, casting all the Dismembers. What we would give to draw a fetch land, it would be so spectacular here. We do need to get a clock going because they are going to stumble into Tron eventually. Or more Eldrazi Temples. About it. Oh god, Karn the Great Creator. Out of cards, kinda, but not really because there's a Karn. Going to tutor up something bad for us. Liquid Metal Coating to start eating away our lands. Goes attacking. Do we draw land? No, of course not. Okay, well that probably means we're dead. Coiling Oracle. Hits a basic Plains, which is technically a land, but the worst land past the turn. Yeah, with our opponent being able to kill our lands with Karn, I don't know how we get back in this game, honestly. Oh, we needed to draw land earlier and it just did not happen. Opponent, Liquid Metal Coating. Going to eat our land. Well, we need to draw a fetch land, and we need to draw it this turn because this Karn is going to eat away our entire mana base. Opponent goes attacking. All right, deck, give us that land. That doesn't do anything. Well, we will play a very sad Lotus Cobra. Oh boy. Hit the Karn. Not like this. Oh no. We can't draw land to save our lives, literally to save our lives. Opponent untaps. Finds Chalice on 1. All right, well, that's not a huge deal at the moment. For us to have a shot, we got to draw a fetch land, and we got to draw it like this turn. We are running out of time to draw this fetch land because our mana base is quickly disappearing. Opponent passes. Can we draw a land? No, it's a 1-drop that we can't cast. Well, we have to Solitude, pitch Ephemerate, get rid of the Matter Reshaper, attack the Karn, down to 1. Opponent untaps. Normally we have, if anything, been flooding out with this deck. This game we are having the opposite problem where, we just cannot find a land. Opponent, yeah, probably gonna eat away another one of our lands. Forgets about their Chalice, eats our land, passes. That's a card we can't cast. Go to combat, kill the Karn, hit our opponent. Pass the wow. This is the most painful running about it. Top decks. Reality Smasher, that's a clock. Gets in, hits us. Land? No, of course not. Oh no. The snakes are cursed. They're literally cursed. Opponent, did you top deck another bomb? Oh my, wow. Oh, wow. Jeez. Well, look, the lands are going to come eventually. Well, for some reason, we had 4 lands in our top 40 cards. Oh my goodness. Snakes. Bro, look at this league. We got 1 win, but look at this league. Like, this wasn't the deck had no chance to do anything type of deck. Like, we ended up going 1-4, but every single round was the full 5 matches. Every single round was super close. Like, boy, if we had a tiny bit more luck, we at least would have had a respectable, like, 2-3 or 3-2. I'm not saying this deck's broken, but wow, we couldn't catch a break with the snakes. Oh, well, I will say this deck. So we had to play it. I'm not saying this deck is great or anything, but it was close. It actually felt close to being good. We could see some cool snake synergies. Shishiro was awesome. The biggest thing I would say about this deck, as far as wrap-up stuff, like, we should have won at least another game. Like, it was pretty unfortunate. You could see a great example was that last game against Eldrazi, where we just seemed to draw a land. All we had to do was draw a fetch land, and we could play things and we'd be fine and get in the game and probably win the game, even with a card eating away our lands. But we just drew nothing, and our opponent's like, oh, Reality Smasher. It actually reminds me of last week's Budget Magic, where we stabilized, and then our opponent just top decked 2 Goldspan Dragons in our own. It's like, oh, look, no cards in hand, 2 Goldspans, oop, I gotcha. So yeah, that was super brutal. I would say the deck needs a faster clock. It might be more Shishiros. It might be something else. The deck does some really cool things. And we got to see, like, the power of it. We get good removal. Mystic Snake is sweet. We get sweet ramp. We get some cool synergies with, like, Coiling Oracle, blinking with Lotus Cobra out to make mana. But the clock is really, really slow. It would have been super helpful to be able to close out games a little bit quicker. We saw many of our wins came because of Shishiro coming down and just pumping and drawing us a ton of cards and winning the game in 1 or 2 attacks. More of that, I think, would be really helpful, because the biggest issue we have is there's just not really a finisher in the deck. It's all these 1/1s and 2/1s, and we can, like, flood the board with 1/1s and do all these shenanigans. But when it comes down to it, some decks in Modern are just like, oh, here's a 13 or a 12/12 Death Shadow. Here's a 5/5 hasty Reality Smasher. Like, here's this big, huge thing. Deal with it. And we're like, oh, what do we throw 5 snakes in front of it to try to, like, block it and just get our board wrath? So I think that would help. A faster clock to close out the game. The other thing I would say is the deck might need something more for the combo type matchups. Like, if you look at this sideboard, good against creature decks, good against Rakdos creature decks, good against graveyard decks, good against artifact decks, kind of good against Tron, I guess. Like, Spreading Seas is fine. It's not bad. There's just not enough of it. But there's just, like, nothing. We saw this against Belcher, where what are we going to do? We have all these, like, a million Solitudes and Paths and Prismatic Endings that are dead cards. So I think something like Force of Negation, Dovin's Veto is a more budget-friendly option. Something like that would go a really long way towards improving some of those matchups. So obviously, record-wise, Wish we would have done better. I mean, and we should have done better. We were so close in literally every single match. But the tribe, I don't know. Like I said during one of the games, I think we need snake support in like Modern Horizons 3. And then the tribe will probably be busted because it does have some good things going on. Like Ice Fang Quado, we saw Suzuki summoning is one of the most unique cards. Actually be really powerful. This repeatable, put 2 tokens into play. Every time a snake comes into play, getting it back. We got lots of mana because that's kind of one of the things snakes can do. Like that was actually really powerful. So I feel like there's something here. Like this was close. This was close to being really sweet. But record-wise, we ended up 1-4 and it just didn't quite work out because all those near misses. So that's Bant Snakes. Oh, so close to being awesome. That's been our Much Abrew for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.